I've carefully chosen to analyze these videos that will definitely freak you out in various ways, so let me know how it goes and which ones worked the most. Number 14. A YouTuber named Will Rubio explores the inside of an old Utah jail with some friends to see what's left behind. Everybody is in high spirits and one of them laughingly gets inside of the cell to recreate what it must have been like to be locked up. All of them are debating whether or not this is a working lock on the door when they find out the answer by accident.
Is there any lock on it?
You think?
No, I think it's a magnet.
Holy
You're joking.
I'm not kidding.
As they fumble around the darkened area trying to find the controls, he struggles to get out and soon discovers the doors are as strong as ever.
Why would you call?
Finally, just as true panic creeps in, they manage to unlock the cell and set their friend free. Otherwise, they would have probably had to call emergency services and would have gotten in serious trouble. Number 13. While planting trees, a YouTube channel called Homesteading Off the Grid accidentally records the eerie cries of something shrieking deep in the forest. If you know what kind of animal this is, let me know, because many people claim this sounds like some kind of mix between a human and an animal.
Did you
Sound
hear
like
that?
it's screaming at me, yeah.
Oh wow.
They don't hear anything for another 6 minutes and decide to stop recording. If this was a person, it sounds like they were in serious need of help. Nevertheless, that shriek is enough to give anyone chills. Number 12. This dashcam video was supposedly taken near Hanoi, Vietnam, and was posted on Facebook where it spread to the local news. In it, the car soon pulls up to a figure dressed in all white standing in the middle of the road. The drivers are quite concerned that this individual is standing in the middle of a pitch black road, alone besides one street light above. They don't ask the person anything. Instead, they quickly drive away. While many online thought it was a ghost of some kind, news agencies have said that this was a woman who is not mentally well and was possibly attempting to take her own life. Let's hope she got the help she needed before it was too late. Number 11. This old VHS tape from 1999 could have captured a ghost, but I need your help to tell if it's true.
If you look to the right of the two tombstones, you can clearly see a figure standing there dressed in white.
I definitely see the ghost in question, especially when you zoom in. There's actually a surprising amount of detail, and I can even make out the buttons on their shirt and possibly a long musket. At the same time, I have some other possible explanations as to what this could be. This could be the open space between two trees, in which case the vivid details are nothing more than a random arrangement of branches. This could also be a cemetery statue from afar. This was taken way before high definition, so it's hard to tell for certain, but I'd still like to get your thoughts. Number 10. Passengers on a subway exchange looks over a man's progressively bizarre behavior. He's pulling on various parts of the interior harder and harder, as if trying to test how durable the bars are. Then, without warning or reason, he's kicking at the wall, going low at first and then higher up towards the plexiglass. He looks at the door like he's never seen one before, and kicks it repeatedly, apparently trying to break free while the subway is still moving. What's weird is that he is acting so aggressively but without much anger. He briefly looks over at the camera with an almost pleased expression and keeps going, really getting into it now. He then goes back to pulling on the bars while the alarm goes off until the doors open and let him out at a random stop. I can't help but wonder if he should have been with someone and was not fully aware of the chaos that he was causing. Number 9. A laughing child runs from one room to another and something horrifying seems to playfully chase her. The shifting shadow follows closely behind and then disappears as quickly as it came. Some people say that this is just a bug on the lens, but I don't think so. Look again and you'll see the formless blob squeezes itself directly around the corner. I have heard of spirits sometimes befriending a child before possessing them. Hopefully that's not the case here, but whatever this is, I sure wouldn't want it anywhere near myself or my family. Number 8. A 4-year-old is happily drinking his juice until for some reason the straw stops working. His protective parents get a bad feeling and curiously inspect the package to see what's wrong.
And this is what it's inside. Nasty.
A thick green clump of sludge clings to the bottom and blocks the straw. Slowly they realize their child has been unknowingly sucking on what could be a giant floating piece of moldy gel. As if that wasn't bad enough, the father flips it over with a straw to reveal an even worse looking underside.
Ew.
Oh my god.
Again, look at that.
The alien-looking growth is probably loaded with bacteria and far from safe to consume. So if you've ever been enjoying a packaged drink and the straw stopped working, I guess you now know a reason why. Number 7. This Uber passenger looks like a relatively regular person at first, until he reveals a rather unsettling tendency.
Oh! God.
He reaches to his face and gently presses both eyes out of the socket. The right eye protrudes way more than the left and looks ready to burst and roll down his cheek at any moment. I can't imagine that doing this would be good for your eyes at all, and I hope he doesn't cause long-term health problems. But for now, he has definitely succeeded in creating a video to creep out you and me both. Number 6. This video captures a total stranger on a bridge waving hello to rush hour traffic in a full clown outfit. A stranger waving to no one in particular is creepy enough, but take a look at its arm. Maybe it's just the angle, but the arm seems way too long and thin to belong to any person. Slow it down at the 15-second mark, and you can see the forearm alone looks to be the same length as a normal person's entire arm. Number 5. This video will definitely creep you out if you like chocolate peanut butter cups. For some reason, this one seems to have some extra ingredients that I'm pretty sure aren't supposed to be there.
Oh.
Dozens of worms of all different sizes weave in and out of the chocolatey layer. Some of them are so small that they look like specks of peanut butter until they move. I'm not sure how they got in there, but this candy looks pretty old, and it's probably what happens past the expiration date. So I'm not exactly sure it's the manufacturer's fault, but still, if this had happened once, it has probably happened many times before, and maybe somebody else didn't look as closely before taking a bite. Number 4. A man draws suspicion when he holds his phone a little too high while looking away. When he does look at his phone, he appears to be in deep concentration. Little does he know the window behind him reflects his screen, betraying him and telling the whole story to anyone quick enough to notice. Look to the right and you'll see the blurry image of a woman sitting. He is obviously recording the female passenger for whatever reason, who is secretly recording him in return. This continues for well over a minute. He is looking straight at his screen, and there's no possible way he doesn't know the camera is on. The idea of watching someone through your phone is beyond creepy. And if he was recording a video, who knows how many times he watched it later in his free time. Number 3. A man finds a single soft and fuzzy critter, staying completely still outside. He isn't sure what it is, but it looks harmless, kind of like a giant caterpillar, and he can't resist giving it a quick pat. That's when its insides burst apart and come running after him.
Super bella público.
What looks like a giant tuft of fur is actually tens of thousands of spiders, tightly clustered together. He shrieks in surprise and backs away from the living nest, but it's too late to get away. I imagine hundreds of these fast-moving bugs have already attached themselves to him and are scattered under his clothes, spreading to every last corner and crevice. Number 2. A kid decides to climb out of the window and have a look around. After curiously walking along the perimeter a few times, he pushes his limits as children tend to do and tries to see how far he can reach out without falling. You can hear him slap the side of the building 2 times as a nervous motorist honks from below. He ducks into the apartment and soon returns. Further emboldened by his first successful attempt, he swings both feet over the edge and doesn't look behind him once while shuffling all around, making tons of unsafe moves without a care, completely oblivious to the possibility of plunging to the streets below. After more than 3 minutes of high-rise acrobatics, somebody finally sees what he's doing and yanks him inside, followed by the horrified scream of a panicking parent. Before we get to number 1, my name is Chills and I hope you're enjoying my narration. Are you curious about what I look like in real life? Then go to my Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT to find out. Do you like my narrations? If you answered yes, then tap the follow button and thank you for your support. It's a proven fact that generosity makes you a happier person. So if you're generous enough to hit the subscribe button and the bell beside it, then thank you. My music video for Who Am I Now has been uploaded, but do not watch it. Please, please, please don't. Also, don't forget I upload a new video here on YouTube every Thursday and Saturday. Number 1. Security cameras capture a man in Detroit discarding the lifeless remains of a woman to an abandoned lot. It's broad daylight and he doesn't even try to conceal her in anything, just drags her across the ground, leans her against a telephone pole and then casually walks away. Perhaps he was trying to make it look like she passed away from natural causes, and it might have worked if not for a witness who watched the whole thing. As far as I was able to research, he was never found. I'm analyzing rare, once-in-a-lifetime encounters that you would never believe are true. In other words, videos that have captured situations that shouldn't exist.